Hello everybody. Today we are learning about Italy and we get to make biscotti. So what we're going to do is preheat the oven to 300 degrees, get out a cookie sheet, and you're going to want to line it with parchment paper, and then get out, we're going to need 2 bowls. The smaller bowl, we're going to start by putting 2 cups flour in there. 2 cups flour. We're going to put a 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. Put that in there. And then get out your measuring spoons, and we are going to do 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1 and 2, and then we're going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And then you can gently just mix this together, and then we're going to set this aside. So those are all of our dry ingredients. Then you're going to want a stick of softened butter. So as you know, I usually forget to take mine out, so I did microwave it a little bit to soften it up. And we're going to put that in a different bowl. So I have 1 stick of butter already in here, and then to that I added a cup of sugar. And then what you're going to want to do is get out your mixer and mix it for about 3 to 5 minutes. That's why I did this before I saw you, because it takes a little while until it gets nice and creamy. So you can see mine is nicely blended. When I first started, you could see all the sugar granules, but now they've kind of dissolved and they're looking better. So then to that, I'm going to add 2 eggs, and we're going to mix that in there as well. And we're going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. There's 1 and 2. And we're going to mix that up with the mixer. And then once that is nicely blended, we're going to start adding our dry ingredients. And we're going to gradually add those dry ingredients. So I'll put some of the cocoa and flour mixture in here and mix it up. You can smell the cocoa powder. Definitely feel it getting thicker. We'll add the rest of the flour and cocoa in there. We'll see how far we can get with the mixer before it's too hard to mix. It's blending up pretty nicely here. Get some of that flour at the bottom. There we go. We have this nice, beautiful chocolatey dough. I'm just going to mix it by hand to make sure everything is well blended, including the bottom. And then what we're going to do is divide all of this wonderful dough into 2 loaves. and we're gonna bake them on our baking pan. So I already have my pan with my parchment paper. So we're gonna take out this dough. And what you can do right now, everybody was given walnuts. You can put a cup of walnuts in here as well. So you can go ahead and measure those out and mix those in real good to this chocolatey batter. I'm opting not to use the walnuts because we have nut allergies in our house. And I know that once I make these, everybody's gonna wanna try it. But please, if you like nuts, include those, because the recipe does call for 1 cup of coarsely chopped walnuts. So then I've got this big dough ball here. I'm gonna take half of it and just make a thin loaf here. So make another loaf with the remainder. Almost like 2 little mini meatloaves here. I'm gonna try to round it a little bit, because then what we're gonna do is we're gonna bake this for a half hour, and then we are going to gently cut it into the biscotti. So there are my 2 loaves. So I'm going to put this in the oven at 300 degrees for about 30 minutes, and until you poke it with a toothpick and it starts to come clean, I believe. It comes out dry, yes. And then we're gonna cut it, and then we're gonna bake it again for laying sideways the slices. We'll lay the slices back out and cook it for another 30 minutes. And then our biscotti will be done. So I'll take pictures along the way. Enjoy and have fun.